Hello everyone, Alien Volt here, and I'm playing Heroes and Generals. And Heroes and Generals is a larger scale military battle, larger than what you would normally find in, say, Battlefield 4. This game reminds me a lot of Battlefield 2 in 1942. The maps are pretty good size. There's a lot of different mission objectives, as you can see by my map here in my hand. I am playing on the US side, and the goal basically is to capture and defend bases. One of the differences with this game mode basically is that once you capture one of these bases in this line, only your furthest base can be taken from you. You can't go back and capture several bases back. But as the German forces find out here, if you don't actually defend the bases that are on the immediate front lines, you will lose them. Which kind of complements the title of this video, Behind Enemy Lines, because it's exactly what we're doing. We're already winning, but we're going to secure the win by going back and capturing their bases that they're no longer defending. And this was the first base that we're starting with. Taking shots. Most likely over in the water. This blown up bridge here is where most people, there we go. It's where most people cross, because the water is a little bit more shallow and you can actually fire as you're wading across the water versus swimming and not being able to fire. This game is actually a lot of fun. It's actually a lot of fun. I really hope they can do more with the graphics though. I believe they're using their own engine to build this game. I don't know exactly what engine that is, but if this is the max capabilities of it, then they definitely erred in judgment. I actually play this a lot more than I ever thought I would. There are some lag issues that you get occasionally, but other than that, it really plays pretty good. Very reminiscent of Battlefield 1942. But a lot of people like that, including me. Like I said, it is a free-to-play. So far, from what I've seen, it's definitely a pay to progress. You can unlock weapons that are much better than the ones you get when you start off with if you want to. But it's not necessary or a requirement at all to play the game. You can unlock pretty much everything just playing it if you want to put in the time. Alright, we've got another enemy German over here. You can tell by the numbers. There he is. Got him. The numbers up on the screen where it shows that we're capturing the base, how it showed 2 and then 1 for the enemy side. Now there's none over there, so we've pretty much got this. He won't be able to spawn right back at this point, but he can spawn back at the next base and meet us in between. Now if it's just the one guy, we'll probably be okay, but depends on how many drop back to try to reinforce. At this point, we're getting them pretty good right now. As long as our team can continue to hold where we're holding them on the front lines where they're actually fighting, and we keep taking these back bases, we're going to end up adding up a lot of points really quick. Right now they've only got 5 bases. These maps are actually pretty large, as I mentioned earlier. Definitely not as big as something like PlanetSide 2, but a lot bigger than Battlefield 4 maps. At least most of them. Some of the game modes actually have smaller maps, but the larger ones like this are pretty large. They're pretty big maps. A lot of terrain to cover, a lot of areas for snipers to be at. And a scoped weapon versus a non-scoped weapon at range definitely makes a big difference in this game. We're not getting any resistance here at all. I wonder if the guys that were defending these bases gave up and moved on to another location to defend, or whether we just haven't really encountered them. Maybe they dropped back further. Good for us, though. This is almost over now. As you saw earlier, when we were capping the last base, it was a lot closer in score. You can tell the bars up here on the top of the screen. But once you start taking their bases away, the points just start adding up. They lose points and we gain them really quick. When I first saw the bicycles in the game, I couldn't believe they actually made it so you could ride them. They did a pretty good job with them too, because you can actually, when you crank on the speed, the animations for the characters actually look pretty good. When you back up, the guy puts his foot down on the ground. Did a good job. That's why I'm going to be really disappointed if this is the best it's going to look. I mean, had they made this on something like the Unreal Engine or Crysis, the Crytek engine, not Crysis, Crytek. The game that Crysis is actually built on, the game that Robert Space Industries' Star Citizen game is being built on, the game could have looked amazing. So I'm hoping right now it just needs some refinement, and they're just working on pretty much fine-tuning the mechanics of the game before they actually go in and graphically update everything. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. Alright, we're taking the last base here. This is the last base on this line. So if they're not spawning here right now while we're taking this, they can't get it back. And I don't think we're actually going to even have time to cap it. We're going to win here in less than 20 seconds. And the game's over. Definitely a lot of fun though, and as a free-to-play, try it out. That's how you do it. Jumping behind enemy lines. Not a lot of combat on this match. 5 kills and 1 death. Hope you liked the video. Tune in next time. I'll definitely be playing this more and posting more videos.